The Missouri House passes legislation expanding rules concerning guns in schools. And a mother's plea for vigilance in hot temperatures. KOAM News at 6 is next. The Missouri House votes to expand a law that allows certain school employees to carry guns.
Officials say they've recovered drugs, stolen property, and money from this home outside of Joplin behind me. We'll have the story coming up.
In an exclusive interview, a Southwest Missouri woman shares the grief of losing her son in a hot car.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri House votes to expand a 2014 law that allows teachers to carry guns in schools. This is KOAM News at 6. The law currently on the books allows schools to select a school protection officer. In this case, a teacher or administrator who's allowed to carry a gun. The bill passed by the House would allow districts to designate any employee as a school protection officer. Opponents say the law would allow possibly unqualified people to serve as protection officers. Supporters point to the law's requirements for potential officers. Applicants would need to submit fingerprint cards and allow a criminal background check that includes records from the FBI. They would then be required to attend a training program that would involve further background checks, including whether the applicant is a valid concealed carry permit holder. The bill now goes to the Senate. 2 people are arrested at a home just outside of Joplin after a visit from deputies and a drug task force team. Drug busts are unfortunately not unique to this area, but KOAM's Jordan Abbey shows us how extended family have been impacted by today's incident.
Norma McCoy lives along busy Highway 43 just outside of Joplin. Her neighbor across the highway
Well, it'd do anything for you,
is also her nephew.
but I don't know when he ever gets off of drugs.
A 48-year-old man has been arrested and is facing charges of receiving stolen property and possession of a controlled substance.
We've gotten methamphetamines. I believe there was also some cash seized.
I knew he was probably going to get caught one of these days.
Newton County deputies and members of the Ozark Drug Task Force are working to return what they believe was stolen.
You have a large accumulation of one item. If you have a large accumulation of expensive chainsaws, it's probably something's going on there. Or trailers. I think there were some dirt bikes here. VINs being removed is always a dead sign.
McCoy says drugs have not only ruined her nephew's life, but lives around him.
It killed his youngest brother. Left her with 3 children, just a newborn baby boy.
We asked McCoy if she hopes her nephew will get help now that he's been arrested.
It didn't before.
We've charged people there before and been arrested, and they've been sentenced, and here we are again.
Newton County Sheriff Chris Jennings says he would like to see stricter laws for repeat drug offenders. McCoy hopes someday she'll be closer to her nephew, distance aside. In Newton County, Missouri, Jordan Abbey, KOAM News.
36-year-old woman has also been arrested, and she has also been charged with possession of a controlled substance. Doug Heddy joins us now. Warm out there again, Doug.
Yeah, another day pushing 90 degrees in most locations. So, I mean, we can pretty much say it's hot across the region. Mostly sunny skies, few tiny little cumulus clouds have been popping up, but clouds will increase later. We actually have a wave that is going to roll in as we work through the overnight hours for us tonight. We have a front that's kind of draped across the region, which will help fire off showers and thunderstorms across western Kansas, which is now occurring, and then they'll kind of drive south and east throughout the evening hours. But look at our temps, anywhere from mid to upper 80s to near 90 on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. So we'll drop back through the 80s, 70s, mid 60s later on tonight, but those chances for thunderstorms will start to increase. I'm going to break it down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you soon. It is hot in the inside of your parked car, even hotter. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it takes just 10 minutes for your car's internal temp to rise more than 20 degrees. Even at a lower temperature of 60 degrees, your car can reach up to 110 degrees. The NHTSA says a child can die when their body temp reaches 107 degrees. To prevent this, the NHTSA recommends checking your back seat before leaving a car. You can keep a reminder, such as a toy in your child's car seat when it's empty, and move it to the front when they're riding with you. And if your child is riding with someone else, make sure they arrive safely. Just this weekend, Webb City Police responded to 2 separate calls about cars kids left in hot cars, one at Atwood's, one at Webb City Health and Rehab. In both cases, the kids were red and sweating. Webb City police say they have submitted charges in both cases. For a Rocky Comfort, Missouri mother, it wasn't an errand to the store or a gas station, but a parked car that proved fatal to her 2-year-old child. KOAM's Lisa Oligas has an exclusive interview with her as she hopes to raise awareness of the tragedy to parents.
I think that, honestly, Raiden wants me to.
For 2 years, Brittany Wells didn't want to talk about the death of her son, Raiden. But now,
getting Raiden's name out there and what happened might save someone else from going through what I'm going through. Not just me, my whole family.
the toddler was playing in the yard in July of 2016 as his older sister swam when his dad ducked in the house. Brittany was at work, but her extra car was at home.
He knew where the snacks were. That morning before I had left, I got my laptop out because I needed to do some notes after work, and I forgot to lock the car.
Raiden figured out how to get in it.
He was in the car for 7 minutes. 7 minutes was all it took. And 4 of those minutes was everybody looking for him.
He died from heat exhaustion. Doctors say it can take even less time, 3 to 5 minutes.
As the temperature increases inside the car, then that can make respiration more difficult, and breathing in the hot air that's in the car can actually make the body temperature rise faster.
And children are more at risk.
Children are much more susceptible to heat-related injuries, especially in a confined space, than adults are because of their smaller body mass. They have less ability to compensate, and they have less reserves as far as fluid, electrolytes, and those sorts of things.
It was an accident, and it can happen to anybody.
Which is why Brittany created T-shirts on the first anniversary of Raiden's death to warn others to check unattended cars to ensure they're locked, as well as the back seat to check on children.
I know in my heart that I cannot bring my son back. I can't, but I can try to help other mothers not have to go through this.
The Wells have a 7-month-old son now, and Brittany isn't taking any chances.
If I have my diaper bag, the baby's in the car.
And when he turns 2,
but I'm never gonna leave his side.
In Rocky Comfort, Lisa Oligas, KOAM News.
Brittany says they distributed 160 shirts to spread the word to double check unattended cars to make sure they're locked and that heat can kill. And that is a look at today's top stories and weather in the first 7 minutes of KOAM News at 6. Still ahead, eating in style.
A lot of children will never ride in a limousine.
We're going to tell you why some Joplin kids spent their lunch break cruising in a limo, and later the PSU baseball team prepares to open up postseason play. Andy Ciateco has the latest in sports.
Live from KOAM. You're watching KOAM News at 6. This is the 4 states' most watched news.
Some St. Mary's Elementary students in Joplin today got to eat lunch like stars. 6 students stepped into a limo for a ride and to eat lunch with the principal. The group began at McAllister's for lunch. They ended up at Baskin-Robbins for dessert. The kids won the trip in a silent auction held in April. And the principal says it's an experience the students aren't likely to forget anytime soon.
Mostly just have fun with the kids. A lot of children will never ride in a limousine. Some will because of a death or something, but not very many people just get the opportunity to ride in the limousine. Thank you.
This is the second year students got to ride in a limo for the lunch event. Officials at the Bourbon County, Kansas jail are cleaning up after a water main break at its new facility. The water to the jail had been cut off, but as the undersheriff was doing a walkthrough, he heard running water. Contractors tried to isolate the leak but failed. It was limited to only one hallway near the kitchen and laundry room. Officials say it's frustrating as they try to move into the new facility.
You know, to try to get us in here, extra things that we have done to get in here. We want to be in here, and you know, to have another bump in the road is very frustrating, you know, to us and to our staff.
The cost of the break will be covered by the plumber's insurance. Doug's going to be right back with his complete 7-day forecast. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Petty Officer First Class Harvey Willis was a member of the United States Navy, Army, and Marines. He served during the Vietnam War from 1960 to 1969. His hometown, Joplin. We salute Petty Officer First Class Harvey Willis, a four-state hero. To learn about other heroes or to submit a hero of your own anytime, you just go to our website, KOAMTV.com.
Definitely turned out to be another warm and very windy day for us today. Almost hot, really. Temperatures right around 90 degrees in most locations. We've been warm dating back to this past weekend. Temperatures well into the 80s, upper 80s to near 90 today. We should be topping out about 76 degrees. So this is above where we should be for this time of the year. Zooming in, 90 Columbus, 91 in Pitt, 89 in Miami, 86 in Neosho. Carthage is sitting at 85 degrees, so everybody way up there, especially on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. And we even have a weak little front kind of draped through the area. And this front will be kind of the focus mechanism to give us at least some scattered showers and thunderstorms a little bit later on tonight. Doesn't look like it now. We have clear skies. Nice shot of downstream Casino, much of the same. 7th and Rangeline looking off toward the north and to the west. Sitting at 86, winds out of the west at about 12. Humidity, it's not bad, at about 41%. So a slow drop through the 80s, 70s, and eventually we'll bottom out mid-60s for overnight lows. But clear skies, not much going on here, but you can see the clouds increasing central, western parts of Kansas. This is kind of our next little wave that is going to drop through the region already. Some scattered thunderstorms popping up northwestern parts of Kansas, but this little tiny complex will expand and then drive south and east later on tonight. We still got to find out exactly where it's going to push like the heaviest amounts of rain, but it will head in our direction. So here's 11 p.m. Showers, thunderstorms working in. I think most of these under severe limit, but they're going to be close. They're going to be strong, maybe a random severe thunderstorm, and then continues to push through. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning. Heaviest out of here by 3 or 4 in the morning, but we're still going to have showers sticking around through the morning hours. And then we'll finally break out and see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Rainfall amounts, we'll have to see where the heavier band sets up. But I think most of us, about a ½ inch of rain, which we can use. We always need it this time of the year. So the clouds during the morning hours, here's about noon. By the afternoon, partly sunny skies, so our temperatures will recover, maybe a few notches cooler than what we saw today. 66 to start, 76 by noon, then up to 84. We're going to have south winds at about 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour. More thunderstorms tomorrow night. Right now, I don't think they're going to make it here. I think they'll fall apart, so I'm going to keep it dry, but just something to watch for tomorrow night. And then on Friday, kind of hot. Temperatures really pressing near 90 degrees for afternoon highs. So Friday and Saturday look like they'll be on the dry side. So the thunderstorms tomorrow morning, and then on Mother's Day, late in the day, chances for thunderstorms will start to increase again. Really, we're going to have chances for thunderstorms all next week. So if we look at our severe weather index, so on a scale of 1 to 10, the higher the number, the better chance for severe weather. You can see we have a chance each and every day next week, with the higher threat on Monday and Tuesday, and then I think reoccurring again by next weekend, which would be the 19th and 20th. But temperatures pretty warm.
Certainly don't want the severe stuff, but the rain we need, especially as warm and windy as it's
We're
been.
behind on rain too. So.
All right. Thanks, Doug. Andy here now with sports. Kansas City Royals aiming for their 3rd straight win.
Down, the Royals are facing the Baltimore Orioles for Game 2 of their series, and we'll have the latest from that one. Plus, the Pittsburg State Gorillas prepare for tomorrow's MIAA tournament opener against UNK. We'll hear from the team after the break. Welcome back. The Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are coming fresh off of clinching the SEK League baseball title outright after shutting out Labette County last night. The Dragons are back at JC Ballpark this afternoon for an interstate matchup facing the Nevada Tigers. This is the final game of the regular season for both squads. Scoreless in the second, but that changes when Clay Gaiman drops an RBI double into right center. 2 runs will score. Tigers on the board first. And just 2 batters later, Grant Miller at the plate chops one right up the middle. 2-run RBI single. Dalton Gaiman and Clay Gaiman come home. Nevada takes a 4-run advantage. In the next frame, Tigers threatening with 2 on. Peyton Denny grounds into short. Dragons, they turn the double play to end the inning. Tigers still up though, 4-0. Right now, Nevada leads 5-1 at the end of 6. The Joplin Eagles are playing their final home game of the year tonight. The Eagles are hosting the Ozark Tigers on senior night. Ozark scored 6 runs in the 3rd. They lead Joplin 8-0 right now. And we'll have the latest from that game tonight at 10. Moving on to the collegiate level, the Pittsburg State Gorillas are getting set for their first MIAA tournament appearance since 2013, opening up with Nebraska Kearney Thursday night. Heading into the postseason, Pitt State looks pretty good. The Gorillas leading the conference in batting average at .339. Also, they are number 1 in runs per game with 7.1. Stats, though, they are just numbers. They don't measure the drive the Gorillas have to make a run at the MIAA tournament title.
We don't really have an identity. We're not the fastest team. We're not the most powerful team. We're probably not the best defensive team. We probably don't have the best pitching staff. But we've got a lot of heart, a lot of determination. When our back's against the wall, we rough our feathers up a little bit on the back of our neck, and we'll get after it.
We're not the team to give up. We grind out every at-bat and grind out every pitch, making sure that we're doing our best to win every pitch.
Turning to the major leagues, the St. Louis Cardinals came off the weekend with a huge sweep over their rival, the Chicago Cubs. But that momentum came to a halt when Minnesota came into town. The Cardinals struggled against the Twins, getting outscored in the 2-game set 13-1. St. Louis had a combined 6 hits in those 2 contests. The Cards have the night off before they start a 4-game series in San Diego on Thursday, but they aren't looking to dwell on this little skid.
Those are 2 games that we're not proud of, but you have those, and it's a long season, got a long way to go. It was an exciting weekend. We took nothing for granted coming in here, but that's the way this game goes. It can turn in a hurry.
In the American League, the Kansas City Royals are facing the Baltimore Orioles tonight in 2 of their series. The Royals are aiming for this series win after taking Game 1 last night 15-7. Tonight's game is just getting started with no score at the top of the first. We'll have the highlights from that game right here tonight at 10. So,
how about that? 15 runs for the Royals last night.
So you're pretty excited. I mean, they're getting back into that win column, getting used to that, right?
Sure. Let's make it a habit, Royals. Let's go. Doug has a final check on the weather next. Tonight at 10, the city of Joplin's charter allows the council to select the next person to fill the seat vacated by the resignation of Joshua Bard. But one local resident is challenging that charter. We're going to tell you why. Plus, the JPD ends drug testing in the field. We're going to hear from a medical professional about the dangers of being in contact with certain illegal drugs. And a look at a proposal in Oklahoma that would make it easier for judges to put teenage offenders behind bars without a chance for parole. Those stories and more, KOAM News at 10. It's going to be a nice evening to get outside.
Yeah, it looks great. It's definitely warm out there. We're still sitting upper 80s, but we'll slowly drop back through the 80s. But showers and thunderstorms will try to press in mainly after about 10, 11, midnight, and then lasting into tomorrow morning. So just with the showers and the clouds tomorrow, hair cooler, but still up to 84.
Final sports note.
Missouri Southern loses another football coach as Kenny Evans resigns as the Lions defensive coordinator. So in the next few weeks, we'll kind of keep an eye on that to see if they hire someone new.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.